there's a blank screen.
What?
नहीं कुछ नहीं
What blank screen?
नहीं कुछ नहीं सर भाई.
Okay. So, guys, in the previous case, the diagram was like this. Can you compare these two diagrams? Can you see this case and the previous case? What is the difference? Can you see here in the previous case, when it was minimum time, the velocity of boy with respect to ground was at an angle theta, perpendicular to the river, right? Yes or no? Here in this case, VBG is perpendicular. So, can you see there is a difference between both the cases? So, please don't consider them.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Cyril. How are you?
I'm
Why are you
good.
late?
Sorry for being late, sir. I hadn't installed Cisco on this laptop. It's a new one.
Okay, no problem. So basically, we are discussing the shortest path. Matlab in the previous class, we discussed minimum time, right? Shortest possible time. Now we're discussing shortest possible path. So basically, if you want to go to the shortest possible path, AB is the shortest possible path with respect to ground. So that implies if you want the object wants to go along this path, then velocity of boy with respect to ground should be along the shortest possible path. Yes or no? So this is what we discussed till now. Please remember velocity of boy with respect to river or velocity of boat with respect to swimmer, whatever it is it always velocity of boat with respect to ground minus this? Yes or no? Vector wise, is this correct? So can you see from here I can write velocity of boy with respect to ground should be equal to velocity of boy with respect to river plus velocity of river with respect to ground. Yes, so this is the one thing which we already discussed, right? Now see this particular thing, guys. Can you see this is your VBR vector, VBG vector, and this is your VBR vector. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys?
Yes sir.
This vector plus some other vector will give you this vector. Okay. So can you see over here? I'll arrange things in such a way. Can you see exactly what I'm doing?
So BR is the shortest path.
What?
So what is BR again?
Velocity of boat with respect to river. You remember
Okay.
velocity of boat with still water? ये सब याद है कि
Yeah.
भूल गए हो? अच्छा, guys, I have
हाँ.
already given you the. Did I give you some kinematic sheets, DPPs and all? I'll be giving you more DPPs today, which are based on motion in 1D. You know, the one-dimensional motion.
Okay.
And most probably you'll be having a test very soon. So can you see over here? This should be the direction of a V, P, R. Oh, my bad, my bad. This was V, R. Yes or no? The velocity of the river was along this direction. Velocity of the river was along this direction. The object wants to move like this, but can you see if it jumps like straight, it will be shifted sidewards, right? So basically, to reach at point B, the object doesn't go, directly towards point B. He jumps downstream. Can you see? He jumps downstream in such a way that when you add this reverse velocity, you get. So please remember, note for the object to reach at a point directly opposite to the initial point, then the object has to jump. Guys, by the way, do you know what is upstream and downstream, right? Guys, are you aware of upstream and downstream?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
sir. Upstream and downstream. Yes sir.
Downstream is
Downstream they
basically
can add it.
against the
X
flow.
plus Y. And
Downstream is basically downstream is basically against the flow, right?
नहीं नहीं
Yes.
नहीं with the flow.
Oh, sorry, उल्टा बोल रहा हूँ मैं, है ना? upstream is basically against the flow and downstream is basically, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So has to jump upstream the river at an angle theta, at an angle theta, from the perpendicular to the river. So basically, can you see over here, if I draw the velocity triangle over here, will it be something like this? Your VBR should be like this. That is how you are jumping with respect to river. Your VBG should be like this. And the reverse velocity should be like. So can you see this vector
You
plus
have to
that
move it
vector
theta.
will be this vector. Yes? Is this clear, guys? So basically, I am jumping at an angle of theta with a direction perpendicular to the river. Basically, this angle is theta. So, is this clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Now, if the reverse width is W, if the reverse width is W, then what will happen? Achha, what will be the given data in the question? The given data will be what? The river with
VBG
respect to ground and the
and we
velocity of boat with respect to river. They will give only these two data. So accordingly, fit in this triangle and then make the question. Okay. Achha, what should be the time taken to cross the river? The time taken to cross the river will be equals to what? What is the velocity in the, what is the distance traveled in this direction? Can you see this is the width of the river? So what is the distance traveled in this direction? W divided by the speed in this direction, which is VBG. So I can write it as W upon VBG. And please remember the magnitude of VBG will be equals to under root of VBR square minus VR. Is this clear?
see ये क्या है? I don't
Pythagoras
get
theorem.
this.
Pythagoras theorem.
VBG W is equal to ये क्या? There's a grace क्या?
VBG is basically the
No,
velocity of
VBG
boat with respect to ground. Shall I name them again? What is VBR, VBG, and
नहीं, I know that. Sir,
बोलो बोलो.
sir, जो VBG का ये जो वेक्टर है VBG,
Hmm.
this is इसका जो लेंथ है
Hmm.
that is equal to W, right? Length, just the length.
No, its length is not equal to W. Can you see this? VBG is along the direction of W, along the direction perpendicular.
Along the direction of W, तो time उसमें हुआ for the VBG वाला path, right?
हाँ, time divided by this velocity. Time is basically
then
distance upon velocity,
we
right?
have to find it for the VBR, right?
So if it is VBR, then you have to calculate this distance. Will you be able to calculate this distance and then do it? Hello? What is the only given data in this thing? W. That is why we
W.
took what? The
So
velocity.
we
which
found
is in the-
VBG from him.
Huh?
We found VBG from him.
Yes, we found VBG from the given data VBR and VR using Pythagoras theorem.
तो उसके बाद क्या करना है?
उसके बाद क्या बस पुट कर देना और क्या बचा जीवन में
VBR.
फाइन टाइम निकल जाएगा विल फाइंड टाइम
नहीं माइनस है ना ये सर.
हाँ तो
So VBG is equal to VBR square minus VR square. VR.
हाँ मी माइनस
हाँ तो after this we get time.
हाँ
Yeah, then that's it.
दैट्स इट यस टाइम निकल जाएगा टाइम ही तो निकालना रहता है मेन तो दिक्कत टाइम की
Yeah.
ओके क्वेश्चन लिखा हूँ राइट डाउन सी ये क्वेश्चंस डायरेक्ट ये जो टाइप्स है क्वेश्चन के डायरेक्ट बनते हैं and these question types will always trouble the students but please remember थोड़ा सा ये in terms पे ध्यान देना just pay attention on these terms what is VBR VBR is basically the velocity of boat or buoy with respect to river either they will say like this or they will say what still water where what is VBG VBG is basically the velocity of boat or buoy with respect to boat or buoy with respect to ground.
ground. तो मतलब like the only
Hmm.
boat.
And VRG is basically the velocity of a boat or buoy. Oh, sorry. River. Clear guys? तो ये दो टाइप्स होते हैं क्वेश्चन के these are very important types as for your school syllabus I'll give you some questions which are based on the same concept उनको अप्लाई करेंगे we'll try to apply those concepts and then we'll see one concept of maxima minima as well but for that do you remember the differentiation ये सब भूल गए हो differentiation no
Yes sir.
So we remember.
okay Acha, one is basically this time taken to cross the river, cross the river. Apart from that, there is one more thing, which is basically what should be the angle. So I'll give you the question and then with the help of question we'll understand. Question is, if there is a swimmer who wishes to cross the river of width 500 meters in shortest possible path. Can you see the question will mention you whether it is shortest possible path or normal. What will happen in a general case that is advanced lecture. So abhi I'm not focusing on that because first of all I need to do basics first. Advanced
Can
questions.
you tell me the speed of the guy?
Huh?
Speed of the swimmer.
हाँ मैं बता रहा हूँ ना. Find the direction in which he should swim to achieve. He should swim to achieve also given is basically what the velocity of river with respect to ground is given although it will be not given like this है ना वो तो I'm too lazy to write all the things the velocity of the river current is 4 kilometer per hour and the velocity of swimmer with respect to river is 5 kilometer per hour so this is the question which is given to you so चलो शुरू हो जाओ अच्छा also find the time taken so direct question फटाफट make the velocity triangle
Wait sir. I can find the direction.
Please notice the keywords. He wants to cover, in shortest possible path.
Velocity of river is 2 kilometers.
If he wants to go in a shortest possible path, then what should be the direction of velocity? What should be the direction of VB?
Perpendicular.
VBG should be perpendicular. So VBG ऐसा बना दिया. What is the direction of river flow? Give any direction of river flow. Let's say this is the direction of river with respect to ground. So I can draw this vector as this is the direction of velocity of river with respect to ground. So basically the guy should go like this. Yes or no? This should be the velocity of swimmer with respect
At 5 kilometers per hour.
to
What's SR swimmer? Yeah.
swimmer with respect to ground and swimmer with respect to
So, so the swimmer की speed होगी 3 kilometers per hour for shortest possible.
this should be this is given 4, this is given 5. This correct?
500 by 3 is the answer.
Yes, 500 by 3 is the
So, but that's not possible, not because of the river.
yo.
Because of the river's current, it won't be possible to.
It is possible only because of the reverse current. If the river current would have not been over there, then man doesn't. देखो मैं को एक बात बता. देखो
I'm
पता
so
है.
confused.
See, don't get confused. Right? Like when you are traveling, doing for the shortest possible time. So will you see anything else? You will just start rowing in the forward direction, right? You will not see exactly where you are drifting and where exactly you are going on the opposite bank. No, you will just travel in the straight line according to
Yeah.
you, with respect to river. You will just try to try in a straight line, and that is if the river will drift you and you'll go sideward drift. That was what happened in the minimum drift case, right? भाई लोग थोड़ा धीरे बोलो please. और after that or kabhi in the case of shortest possible path, you already know that particular thing that the river is trying to push you. So basically to countermeasure that particular thing, you already decide at certain angle you will jump, and when you will jump at that angle, so after, can you see over here, this is the velocity which you decided you will jump on at an angle theta. The river is trying to push you. So can you see when the addition of these two vectors happen, then you get this. So the part
So we will
where you
do
are thinking,
VBR.
the part where you are thinking the river is trying to push this object, because of the river pushing only, this object will try to go in a.
So the mind out is we'll go with VBR.
No, it will not be. The swimmer will think he is going with VBR. The swimmer will think he is going with VBR, but with respect to a person on the ground, he is not going with VBR. He is going with VBG. Okay. So basically,
What?
if you are standing on the ground and observing this person, you will never see the person going like this. You will see the person is going like this only. Although according to the person, he will be going like this, a little bit teda with respect to river. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Got that.
So with respect to ground is basically a
The
person.
swimmer will actually go VBR, but the
No.
river will make him go VBG.
As swimmer thinks he is going along VBR,
Yeah.
but actually from ground reference he is going VBG. He is going
actually
straight.
he's going VBG.
Yes, because of this velocity and this velocity added.
And if he's going with VBG, he'll go with 3 kilometers.
Ha, perfect, because this is given 5, this is given 4, right? So this will be 3, 3, 4, 5.
And if he goes with the VBG wali speed, well, if he goes VBR, according to him he's going VBR, but he'll
Yes.
go 3. He'll reach the other side in 500 by 3.
Yes, exactly, because 500 was this distance, no?
But 500 meters, so well,
Yes. So you need to
0.5.
convert, yes, you need to convert. So basically the
Okay.
time will be equal to 0.500 kilometers divided by 3 kilometer per hour. So can you see kilometer and kilometer will get cancelled out? This will be 1 by 6 hour.
Oh, 0.16. Achha.
Basically this will be 10. Okay. So this is the time, and what is the angle? Angle will be Can you see tan theta is 4 by 3? This happens when theta is, that's the answer to your question.
So these theta values like 53 or so we should memorize that.
Yes, कितनी बार बोला है मैंने कि ये 3 4 5
पर
वाला
मैंने
triangle,
memorize नहीं किया.
3 4 5 triangle, you need to remember it.
I didn't memorize.
So you need to memorize ना बेटा. 3 4 5 वाला triangle, ये तो fact है ना, ये तो change होना ही है. ये 3 है, ये 4 है, ये 5 है. कितनी बार ये बताऊं मैं? 37 डिग्री
Yeah,
की
so
होगी
that's
और
37, 53 and 90.
है ना.
Oh,
तो 3 4 5 वाला triangle है, ये तो remember, याद रखो, ये तो बहुत काम का है.
so yes, I'll try. Yeah, I will.
चलो next, whenever you are done noting this down.
Yeah, done.
Everyone done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's talk about something called as चलो एक concept, एक question देता हूँ मैं. Question which is on general, you know. थोड़ा सा यहाँ से कुछ नया सीखने को भी मिलेगा. We'll learn something new, mathematical concept, not physics concept, है ना. A river flows. What are you doing, Tanesh? Hello? कहाँ गए? गए गए? The river flows at 20 meter per second, which swimmer jumps from one bank of the river. He can swim at 10 meter per second relative to water. Full stop. Find the direction at which he should swim so as to minimize his drift along the river. So basically the question is something like this. Suppose this is the river. Let's say the width is how much? D. है ना? Hello? The width is, let's say, how much? D. Okay? Now, basically the question is if this was the flow of the river, basically the river's velocity is given 10 meter per second with respect to now. 10 or 20? I think 20, right? Yes or no, guys? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So VR is basically 20 meter per second. And now the swimmer, can you see the swimmer velocity of the swimmer with respect to river is given as 10 meter per second. So now they, can you see over here, this velocity is more and this velocity is less.
Yeah,
And so whenever this type of case happens now,
we completely go towards the other side.
huh?
Like when this happens,
Hmm?
he'll completely, like the angle should be more.
The angle should be,
More.
the angle should be
Like what?
more. ऐसा बोल रहा है?
So, nahin, if he's starting from niche, then he'll go completely towards left side. Then only there'll be a chance of.
No. That is the point. If he go completely towards the left side, then he will be never
Not
able to cross
completely.
that point, right?
नहीं, not completely. मतलब थोड़ा सा, not completely.
Ha. So
मतलब like
assume
ज़्यादा.
that the swimmer is swimming, let's say, at an angle of
ठीक है.
theta with respect to the vertical, है ना? This is the velocity of the flow of the river. This is basically the river's velocity. This is a general case. It's not related with your, है ना? So can you see over here? We know this particular fact. VBG will be equals to VBR vector plus VR vector, right? Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
So basically, will this be your VBG? I'll draw it with a different color so that you will be able to identify it. So the object is appearing from the ground frame to move along this direction. Can you see the red direction? This is the direction in which he is actually seen from ground frame. So basically, if I say this is the drift, so basically you need to minimize this drift. And now there is one concept of maths which will be involved. That concept is to yes मैं ये वाला पीछे देख पीछे 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 वाला ठीक है. So VBG is basically VBR plus VRG. So this is your VBG. Is this clear, guys? So basically, what is the question to minimize this particular drift? है ना? So we'll write something over here to minimize the drift. Minimize the drift. Are you writing along with me?
नहीं.
तो लिखो ना.
Yeah, I'll write.
He will swim upstream. Have you written the question, guys?
So,
1 minute.
चलो लिखो. Give me 2 minutes.
who's
So
the user
I'll just
writing the
finish it up.
question, sir?
Yes.
Huh?
Who's the user writing the question?
Because at least when you will revise, you will understand how to deal with any particular type of.
Sir, but I'm not going with the same question.
I'm not going with the same question, matlab.
Like, I'm not going to like revise with this.
Why you not revising, beta?
Sir, with the same question.
नहीं नहीं ऐसा रिवाइज इन द सेंस कि कभी इस टाइप का क्वेश्चन फंसेगा ना. अब जैसे
Yes, sir.
नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन विच आई बी गोइंग टू गिव यू सिमिलर टाइप, है ना. बट फिर मैं देख रहा हूँ कि फिर यहाँ से वाला एप्लीकेशन वहां पर कैसे लगा पाएगा. ओके.
Yes, sir.
Now the next question will be much more trickier than this. Here you'll learn something new from maths. So give me 2 minutes. I'll be just coming back and then we'll start. लिखो तब तक. Write it fast. So to minimize the drift, let's say he will swim upstream. Guys, any doubt in upstream and downstream? Upstream is basically against the flow of river, even if you are flowing at certain angle. But can you see one component of your velocity is trying to oppose the river's velocity, right? So that is upstream. And if one component supports, then that is downstream. I'll write exactly upstream and downstream what exactly it is. He will swim upstream, let's say at an angle theta from vertical, or from, not in spite of writing vertical, you will write normal to the bank. That is much more appropriate. So basically, you need to flow like this. So now, see the velocity, you know? VR is along that direction. This is the frame which I am choosing. This is my initial point. And can you see over here? Now I can resolve it into two different parts. Can I resolve this thing as VBR cos theta and this as VBR sin theta? Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? Can I resolve? Sorry, ulta over here. This will be sin theta and this will be cos. This will be sin theta and this will be cos. Can I do it like this? Can I resolve a VBR into this particular thing? Can I write a VBR vector which was having a magnitude how much? I think 10 meter per second. So can I write it as 10 cos theta j cap minus 10 sin theta I cap? Can I write it like this, guys? Can I write it like this? Hello? Can I write it like this in vector form?
Yes.
Can you see why did I write minus 10 sin theta? Because I have chosen this direction as positive, this direction as negative, this direction as positive.
Wait, 10 is the velocity
Yes.
given.
Yes, 10 is the basically this is given to you. The magnitude of this is given to be 10 meter per second. Velocity of the
Cos theta j cap minus, yeah.
so can you see minus component is basically along I cap and j component is along like this. So minus this I cap plus 10 cos theta j cap. Now, what is the velocity of river with respect to ground? Velocity of river with respect to ground, can you see it's just like this? It was basically 20 I cap. Yes or no? So what will be the velocity of boy with respect to ground? Will it be like this plus this? फिर से लिखो क्या बार बार एक ही चीज? Velocity of boy with respect to ground plus velocity.
Minus plus.
So just add these two. When you add these two, you'll get what? The velocity of boy with respect to ground. So this will become 20 minus 10 sin theta I cap plus 10 cos theta j cap. So matlab finally this whole velocity triangle which you have drawn becomes something like this. This is your river and there is just one velocity whose x component and y component are like this. So can you see this thing? This will be your 20 minus 10 sin theta because it was along the direction, and this will be your 20 but 10 cos theta. So when you take this particular resultant of these two, you will get the same VBG. Can you see same VBG? Red one. The same VBG you will get, which will drift you at an angle of whatever it is. It will drift you at a distance. So can you see how this question becomes like this? ये करना सीखना है. You need to understand this particular thing, how to resolve anything in form of vector and then do the vector analysis. Okay? guys, ये सब करना है थोड़ा सा, it's a little bit tricky. That's why I'm telling you कि whenever I discuss any particular type in question, it's not like you are done with that type and never ever you are going to repeat that. No, the concept is same, the application may change. Okay, so please remember these type of things you should be able to do. मतलब not now, ये these questions are based on advanced, so अभी नहीं होगा. It's okay, I understand, because you people are new to learning things. नॉट नेसेसरी कि एक बार में समझ में आएगा, थोड़ा सा प्रैक्टिस इज नेसेसरी. ठीक है. सो वंस यू गेट द वेलोसिटी ऑफ v विद रिस्पेक्ट टू ग्राउंड व्हिच इज बेसिकली दिस, नाउ करना क्या है, what was can you see one component, the component of a VCC which helps in crossing? Which is the component which is helping in crossing? Is this the component?
Sir, tan cos theta.
So tan cos theta is basically the component which is helping in crossing. This is, by the way, this velocity is called
But
as
how
the.
is it helping in crossing?
Yes, what?
Sir, how is it helping in crossing?
Because this is the velocity which is perpendicular to the river. तो क्रॉस करने में तो ये वाली हेल्प करेगी, ये वाला कंपोनेंट विल जस्ट ड्रिफ्ट, राइट.
Sir, isn't VBR helping?
VBR तो we broken VBR into VBG. यानी see VBR तो we already broke. VBR को we broke in two components and then we added with the reverse velocity. So we got the velocity of boy with respect to ground. Yes. Now there is only one velocity VBG, and that in this VBG there is one component which is helping in crossing, whereas one component which is helping in drifting.
Yeah.
So the component which helps in drifting is which is responsible for the drift. That's why I'm writing every detail so that when you'll come back on revising things, then you'll be able to revise it properly. 20 minus 10 sin theta. Is this clear? Is this clear, guys? And now, can you see the time taken to cover this and this should be same? I told you this is basically, let's say, d, right? So can you see the time will be equals to distance upon the crossing velocity. Crossing velocity is how much? And this is equals to x upon this velocity. So t is t is 10 cos theta equals to x upon vd 20 minus 10 sin theta. So from here, can you see x is equals to 10 cos theta upon 20 minus 10 sin theta multiplied by t. Can you see this thing? Can you see this equation, guys? Hello.
Yeah, sir.
This is the function of x with respect to theta. Now basically what was the question? We needed to find the angle. We need to find the angle theta where the was minimum. Drift क्या था? What was the drift, by the way?
So ये VD क्या है?
क्या था? Drift velocity. VB is basically the drift velocity and VC is basically the crossing velocity. Shall I write?
Yeah.
So VC is basically the crossing velocity and VD is basically the drift velocity. ठीक है. So basically one mathematical thing you will learn over here, which is basically this. And the second mathematical thing, which is basically the concept of maxima and minima. Concept of maxima. So now basically we need to find this. For this we need to use the concept of maxima and minima. What is the concept of maxima minima? ज़्यादा डिटेल में नहीं कर रहे हैं हम. First of all, step 1. Identify what has to be maximized or minimized. Identify what has to be maximized or minimized. So which variable do you need to maximize or minimize? Over here.
X.
X. So basically here in this case it is.
The concept of maximum minima is for what?
It's for differentiation integration, by the way. But
तो x क्या है इसमें?
x तो drift था ना.
Velocity की distance.
Drift distance था. x was the distance. ये सब याद रखो. इसलिए मैं इसलिए पूछ रहा हूँ. तुम साथ साथ में लिख रहे हो क्या? तभी साथ साथ में लिख रहे हो तो
इसमें maximum minimum कैसे हो?
क्योंकि ये पूछा है ना क्वेश्चन में. क्वेश्चन में पूछा हुआ है ये. मैं नहीं दूं क्या वाला क्वेश्चन? इज इट गोइंग टू फार?
ड्रिफ्ट x तो एक ही होना चाहिए ना. इसमें मैक्सिमम मिनिमम कैसे?
बेटा यही तो क्वेश्चन है. क्वेश्चन क्या था? पढ़ एक बार. कैन यू सी?
तो
relative to water, find the direction at which he should swim so as to minimize his drift along the river flow. Okay, so basically सबसे पहले तूने क्या किया?
theta will change accordingly to make the drift minimum.
हाँ, basically तूने क्या किया यहाँ पे कि तूने x का फंक्शन बनाया थीटा के अंदर. यानी सी x in terms of थीटा.
हाँ.
अब इस फंक्शन को मैक्सिमा मिनिमा का कॉन्सेप्ट लगाना.
क्या?
We need to apply concept of maxima minima on this function. कभी ये ज़्यादा एडवांस हो रहा है तो फिर मैं हटा देता हूँ अभी के लिए.
नहीं it's fine sir.
Because I am not seeing anyone else also talking. अमन समझ में आ रहा है भाई?
सर आ रहा है धीरे धीरे.
ये सब धीरे धीरे ही आएगा. मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना, जैसे जैसे नई नई चीजें पढ़ाते रहूंगा ना, ये सब धीरे धीरे ही आएगा. कभी आप प्रैक्टिस, इफ यू कीप ऑन डूइंग प्रैक्टिस, ये सब थोड़े टाइम में बहुत नॉर्मल चीजें बन जाएंगी. पता है? अभी ये सब नया नया लगेगा. बिकॉज 10th से 11th का ट्रांजिशन, आई टोल्ड यू, इट्स नॉट इजी. 10th से 11th का ट्रांजिशन इज डिफिकल्ट बिकॉज तुम लोगों का फाउंडेशन भी नहीं है ना कुछ. तो इसलिए ये चीजें थोड़ी सी डिफिकल्ट पड़ती है. बिकॉज अदरवाइज फाउंडेशन ग्रेड में मैं इंडिया में, पता है, मैं 9th ग्रेड में ही पढ़ाता था डिफरेंशिएशन. तो बच्चे तभी से उस चीज से फेमिलियर होते 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 11th में उनका बहुत स्ट्रांग हो जाता है. फिर नए नए ये सब कॉन्सेप्ट देने में इट इज वेरी इजी टू द कॉन्सेप्ट. So first of all, step 1 is to identify what has to maximize or minimize. So here in this case x, which was basically the drift, we need to maximize that. Yes or no?
Yeah.
The second thing is step 1, which you need to do, is basically identify what has to maximize and minimize, and identify about which thing. Identify what has to be maximized or minimized. So basically x has to be maximized or minimized. Yes, tell me which thing do you need to ask?
Sir, actually, Parinita had a doubt, so I actually replied
So
to
ask me, na? No problem. Ask me. What happened?
Sir, isn't x supposed to be 20 minus 10 sine theta by 10 cos theta into d?
Isn't x supposed to be like this? But do you know theta? Do you know the value of theta?
You have to change.
No, sir.
So basically, it's like when you will change the value of theta, will your x also change? Yes or no? Can you see this theta was a variable we assumed this theta at the beginning of the question. So let's say at an angle theta. We don't know what is theta. Ayana?
Yes, sir.
So theta is a variable. We don't know what is the value of theta. So the only thing which we could obtain is basically x as a function of theta. So basically, if we change the value of theta, let's say theta is 30 degree, then x will be something. Then if I put x theta equals to 45 degree, then x will be something else, right? Are you getting my point? So on changing the values of
Yes,
theta,
sir.
x will change. So basically, you got a function of the drift, which is x represented by x, as a function of this theta. Now the question has asked, we need to find the value of that theta for which x is minimum or maximum. So step one is basically to identify. मैं पूरा एक साथ लिख देता हूँ step one. The question was this thing: find the value of theta, right? For which the drift x is minimum. So basically, this is what they have said, right? So identify this statement. You need to find out that theta for which this drift is either maximum or minimum. So once you found out that statement, step 2 में जाके identify the function. So here the function was given by equation 1, which was basically x is equals to 10 cos theta upon 20 minus 10 sin theta. Yes or no? Was this the function? So can you see x as a function of theta over here? Are you getting my point? अब यहाँ पे to find the value of theta for which x is minimum or maximum, so can you see, we need to find out that value of theta for which x is minimum or maximum. Use the concept of maximum. ये मैथ्स में आता है कॉन्सेप्ट मैक्सिमा मिनिमा का. ज़्यादा डिटेल में आपको सर समझाएंगे. I'll just tell you what exactly to do in this maxima minima. So basically, once you're done with this step 1 and 2 and 3, just directly use the concept of step 4. Step 4 is find dx by d theta. Why we are finding as dx by d theta? Because can you see over here the function of x with respect to theta? You need to find the value of this theta for which this x is either minimum or maximum. So find this. Can anyone differentiate this thing for me? Can anyone differentiate x is equals to this for me?
X is equal to क्या? Oh yeah, wait. So I can.
करो.
Wait,
Differentiate.
yeah. So 20 cos theta.
10
and
cos theta minus 20 minus 10 cos theta. This was the function. You need to differentiate this. सबको differentiation याद है?
हाँ.
करो differentiate. dx
So
by theta will be equals to v as it is.
so थोड़ा सा differentiation.
Yeah, you also do. I am also doing. So v as it is, differentiation of 10 cos theta. Yes, what is the differentiation of 10 cos theta? और guys, एक बार थोड़ा सा फंक्शन चेक करोगे क्या? x will be equal to 20 minus 20. Can you see over here?
Sir, that is what I was telling.
अच्छा, तो ये should tell me ना कि सर शायद से कैलकुलेशन एरर है आपका फंक्शन में. ऐसा मैथमेटिकल एरर्स प्लीज टेल मी. नो प्रॉब्लम.
So can you show me the differentiation?
Yes, I will do it. So many मेरे को पहला function वापस लिख लेना. The dx by d theta. अच्छा ये तो solvable है. Now it can be solved further. Can you see over here? X is basically 20 minus 10 sin theta upon 10 cos theta can be written as 2 1 upon cos theta is sec theta, right? Sec theta minus 10 से 10 कट जाएगा and sin theta upon cos theta. Wow, nice. This function has become very small now. So now the differentiation will become much more easier. So x is equal to 2 sec theta minus tan theta d. So dx by d theta. What is the differentiation of sec theta? Anyone remembers? Minus tan theta is sec square.
Nine. Yeah.
So basically on differentiating you'll get this. If you don't remember this, you differentiate this using chain rule, है ना? No, not the chain rule. What was the quotient rule, right? So from here,
So wait, just sir आपने बोला x is 10 cos theta.
हाँ,
Oh.
अरे मत करो मेरे हिसाब से ये अभी लिख लो. ये बाद में किसी दिन मैं अच्छे से बैठ के समझाऊंगा तुमको. अभी लिख लो.
Thank
टाइम
you,
पूरा
sir.
वेस्ट हो रहा है अदरवाइज.
So 2 sec theta tan
2 tan
theta.
theta minus sec theta into 3. Just write it now, please. I'll explain you someday
ये
later.
formulas 11th grade के लिए मतलब नहीं है किसके लिए?
ये फॉर्मूला हम डिफरेंशिएशन के लिए इस्तेमाल करते हैं. जाने दे, अभी तो लिख ले बस. अभी गाइस प्लीज राइट डाउन. अभी शायद से मैं भी समझा नहीं पा रहा हूँ शायद से, आई गेस. पर कोई बात नहीं. आई टेक मैक्सिमम मिनिमम अलग से, फिर विल टेक दिस क्वेश्चन अगेन. ओके. सेक थीटा 2 tan थीटा माइनस सेक थीटा. और स्टेप 5 कितना हो जाएगा? स्टेप 5 पुट dx by d theta which you found out in step 4 equals to 0. When you put that equals to 0, तो sec theta into 2 tan theta minus
sec theta d is equal to 0.
So either this is 0 or this is 0. This can't be 0. So hence 2 tan theta is equal to sec theta.
Is equal to sec theta.
And finally देखो यहाँ पे 2 into tan theta I can write it as sin theta upon cos theta.
Cos theta.
1 by cos theta.
Cos theta. Yeah.
थीटा की वैल्यू आएगी 1 by 2. और फिर यहाँ से
1 by 2. So 1 by 2 sin 35. Sin 30.
ठीक है.
Oh.
So यहाँ से when
So could you scroll up, sir? Wait.
यहाँ से you'll understand this particular thing, that when theta is 30 degree, at that particular angle the drift will be minimum out of all the possible angles.
So एक से इनसे could you scroll up?
Yeah, sure. लिख लो, अभी के लिए लिख लो. अभी नहीं समझ में आया तो एटलीस्ट राइट इट.
So x is the maximum. नहीं, x पहले हम maximum ले गए.
हाँ.
Right.
So we'll decide first कि किसको maximum.
So could you scroll up? So could you scroll up where we found x? Yeah, this one. So d by vc, इसमें vc क्या है?
vc is basically the crossing velocity and vd is basically the drift
So could
velocity.
you scroll the diagram? Could you scroll up?
This velocity which is perpendicular to the normal, perpendicular to the bank, perpendicular to the river bank, was basically the crossing velocity, and the one which is parallel to it is basically the drift velocity. Drift velocity was responsible for the drift, and this velocity was responsible for the
So
crossing.
drift velocity, no wait, distance, like the minimum distance, minimum distance, the width by the perpendicular velocity is equal to x by the range, drift velocity by drift distance by drift velocity.
बस वही तो है. Distance upon velocity is basically time, right? So x and y coordinate both are taking simultaneously. तो time को equate कर दिया दोनों का.
So wait, so how do you get vc is equal to 10 cos theta?
Can you see over here? Can you see VBG is having I cap as this component
Yeah.
and 10
हाँ
cos theta
yeah,
as the y
got this,
component.
got this. तो add करके
Hmm.
what?
Yes, add
So
किया
VC
उनको.
is basically VBG, right?
VC is what?
VBG.
Nah, VC is basically a component of VBG. ठीक है.
So 10 cos theta, yeah, I got it.
थोड़ा सा जाने दे, कोई बात नहीं, छोड़ो. अभी I'll give you simple questions.
Like this I got this.
I know.
Like pretty soon now.
अभी थोड़ा समय लगेगा भाई, कोई बात नहीं. If you got it, well and good, nice thing. मैं concept पकड़ रहा हूँ, but ये
Yeah, fine. Then x and the differentiation of that. So if you want to find the maximum, then we'll do integration.
मैक्सिमम और मिनिमम बोथ. अब इसके बाद भी ये चीजें और भी आगे जाती हैं, बट वो मैं आगे नहीं बता रहा हूँ.
If you want to find minimum of x,
हाँ,
then differentiation. Maximum to
मैक्सिमा
integration.
ना दोनों में सेम. और मैक्सिमा और मिनिमा यूज dx by dt था. उसमें कैसे डिसाइड करते हैं कि विच इज मैक्सिमा एंड विच इज मिनिमा, विल लर्न अबाउट द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ मैक्सिमा मिनिमा कभी, तो मैं बताऊंगा उसमें. अभी जाने दे. हाँ, ठीक है. ऑलरेडी वेस्टेड.
Just theta हमने कैसे ढूंढा?
बेसिकली dx by d theta निकाला है, dx by d theta को we equated it to 0. ओके.
Of course minimum. हाँ. Okay. So maximum के लिए infinity.
मैक्सिमम के लिए भी यही करना है, मिनिमम के लिए भी यही करना है. जब कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ मैक्सिमम मिनिमम पढ़ाऊंगा तो इसका बता दूंगा क्यों, कैसे, कहाँ. अभी सिर्फ लिख ले, इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ.
तो ये मैं सिर्फ छोड़ दूँ अभी.
हाँ, अभी सब छोड़ दे, अभी सिर्फ लिख ले. अभी मैं गलती से अलग क्वेश्चन निकल गया, अदरवाइज कोई बात. देख लो अभी. अभी मैं इसको बाद में किसी दिन समझाऊंगा. देखो कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ मैक्सिमम मिनिमम. अच्छा गाइस, अभी आप डिफरेंशिएशन इंटीग्रेशन में, आर यू गुड इनफ ना? हेलो.
क्या सर?
डिफरेंशिएशन इंटीग्रेशन में, एटलीस्ट डिफरेंशिएशन में आर यू गुड इनफ?
Yeah, मतलब what?
Are you good enough in doing differentiation?
Yes, I'm good enough in doing differentiation
बस.
except these formulas.
हाँ, तो एक्सेप्ट दीज फॉर्मूलाज आर नॉट दैट. इस बात को लर्न थोड़ा सा करना पड़ेगा. देखो कि क्या करना है, एटलीस्ट प्रोसेस पता चल जाएगी, देन बाकी का पूरा मैथ्स है. ओके. तो एनीवेज, ये इफ आई थिंक यू पीपल माइट हैव नोटेड डाउन. कभी नहीं किया होगा तो यू विल बी हैविंग द नोट्स, आई विल बी सेंडिंग इट टू यू, नो प्रॉब्लम. चलो क्वेश्चन लिखो. क्वेश्चन क्या है? लेट्स राइट डाउन हेडिंग रेनफॉल ऑब्जर्वेशन. Guys, tell me this particular thing कि कभी भी when you see rain, गेट बंद कर दे भाई. When you see a man, or basically suppose rain is falling vertically downward. So is this your rain? Let's say this is your rain. Have you observed this particular thing when you are standing in rain and then you are observing? So you'll observe that if no wind is blowing anywhere, then rain is falling directly vertically downwards, right? Yes or no, guys? So rain generally falls vertically downwards for no wind and all. So what will be this man will be saying the rain is falling vertically down. Have you observed this particular thing when this man starts moving in this particular direction? So have you seen the rain looks like it is falling like this?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone?
Like that's from the man's point.
Yes, from the man. When the man starts running with certain velocity, the velocity of man with respect to ground is like this.
VBG.
So when this man starts running, he observes that this is basically the velocity of rain with respect to man. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
So basically this is the observation of a man who is running, right? तो यही चीज को we are going to understand. Initially, if the man is at rest, then rain appears to fall vertically down for no. The man starts running in either direction. Then rain appears to fall at certain angle. So basically, now we are going to do the mathematical analysis for this. The same. What is the physics behind it?
क्या सर?
इसके पीछे का फिजिक्स क्या है वही देखने वाले. देखो. So सीधे सीधे क्वेश्चंस पे आते हैं. With the help of questions, we'll understand what exactly is the concept. Rain is falling vertically down. So guys, this is the question. Please write it fast. So basically, this is the question. Rain is falling vertically down at a speed of 10 meters per second. If the man wants to walk to his home at a speed of 5 meters per second, then what is the direction of rain with respect to man, and what angle should he hold the umbrella to protect himself from the rain? Is this clear, guys? So basically, the question is something like this: when man is like this, then what is happening in this case? The rain is appearing. If I say ground frame, suppose you are standing and you are observing both the guys. So when you are observing both the guys, then what will happen? According to you, rain will be falling vertically downwards at a speed of 10 meters per second. And according to you, this guy will be moving at a speed of 5 meters per second towards, let's say, right. Okay. But if I talk about free body diagram of this, with frame of reference of this man, you know, so in the man's frame of reference, he'll be at rest, but he will assume, it will appear like the rain is falling at certain angle to this particular man. So basically, this is velocity of rain with respect to man in the frame of reference of man. So how to deal with this particular thing? It's easy. Decide the direction. Let's say positive is over here, negative is over here. No, this is positive and this is negative, and this is also negative. Is this clear, guys? Positive, positive, negative. I'm just deciding the sign convention. So can you see from here, the velocity of rain with respect to ground is basically minus of 10 j cap. Yes or no? Hello? Hello? Hello guys, hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So ground frame say I am telling you this particular thing, velocity of rain with respect to ground is minus 10 j cap. Whereas velocity of man with respect to ground is plus 5 I cap. Yes or no? Can you see two different dimensions are involved? Yes or no? So first part of the question, can you see what is the velocity of rain with respect to man? The velocity of rain with respect to man will be equal to velocity of rain minus velocity of
Minus velocity of man.
man. So can you see over here what is the velocity of rain? Velocity of rain is how much? Hello? Minus 10 j cap
So velocity of rain is minus 10 j cap,
minus what is the velocity of man?
5 I cap.
5 I cap. So can
5
you
I
see
cap.
over here? This is minus 5 I cap minus 10 j cap. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Can anyone draw this vector for me? Can you see negative
Awesome.
5 I cap? The 5 I cap in the
So what are we finding in this?
we are trying to find out what is the velocity of rain with respect to man. I have asked in the
When he's running.
what is the direction of rain with respect to man? Yes or no?
Theta basically.
Theta basically.
Theta.
Suppose if say this is the velocity of rain with respect to man.
Oh.
So this is your velocity of rain with respect to man. And let's say it is falling at an angle of theta with the vertical. Okay. So can you calculate this theta for me? Achha, can you see over here, guys? That is why, can you see VRM is negative I and negative J. That is why the rain was looking like this. Can you see one component negative I and negative J? Yes or no? Are you getting my point, guys? So ऐसे करके solve करना है इसको. So basically tan theta will be equal to how much? Can you see this 5? I can put it over here. So this will be 5 and tan theta will be 5 by 10. It will be 1 by 2. So theta is equals to tan inverse of 1 by. And that's the answer. So basically the rain appears to fall at an angle of, what is the answer for the first question? The rain appears at an angle of
tan minus 1.
Tan inverse of 1 by 2 with the vertical to the man. The rain appears at an angle of tan inverse of 1 by 2 with the vertical.
So we can find the speed at this angle.
Yes?
We can find the speed at this angle.
हाँ, speed भी निकाल सकते हैं. Speed कितनी हो जाएगी? No, it will not appear to be falling at 10 meter per second. It will appear to fall with 10 plus 5. मतलब 10 square plus 5 square का under root. So that will be the answer for the speed. But anyway, is this clear? अच्छा, what should be the direction of umbrella with which he should hold? मुझे एक बात बताओ.
Angle.
No, not. हाँ, that's some angle. That is what I'm asking. कि कभी this is the man and let's say I'm talking in the frame of reference of man only. If I'm talking about the frame of reference of man, then the rain was falling at an angle of theta, which is tan inverse of 1 by 2, right?
1 by 2.
With the vertically, right? The rain was falling like this with respect to man. So basically, कभी suppose भाई के पास umbrella है and भाई umbrella ऐसा रखता है, and rain is falling like this, will he get wet?
Yes, obviously.
Obviously, no. So basically, to protect himself
That's
from the
only
rain.
case when he's running. When he's running, it is falling.
हाँ, नहीं, he is running only. But please remember, we are talking about the frame of reference of man where he is always at rest. है ना?
If he's at rest, so rain will only drop like that when there's wind or something.
नो, हाँ मतलब कभी ग्राउंड फ्रेम से वो रेस्ट पे होता है तब ऐसा कुछ बेंड होगा तब करेगा, बट विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू वी टॉकिंग नो, देखो दोनों सीन बताया ना मैंने, क्या हो रहा है एंड कैन व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज ऑब्जर्विंग. सपोज यू आर स्टैंडिंग ओवर हियर, so what you are observing is basically rain falling vertically down and this man running with 5 meter per second. But what he is observing that I am at rest, but the rain is falling at certain angle. Okay?
Yeah, so but if he's running, then he knows.
अरे कभी वो ऑब्जेक्ट कभी भी अपनी जगह गलती मानता है. क्या आई टोल्ड यू ना इन द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ रिलेटिव मोशन ओनली, कि ऑब्जेक्ट जिसकी भी फ्रेम में है वो हमेशा रेस्ट पे है and everything is moving according to him. So according to him, the world is moving in the backward direction.
Yes,
According
sir,
to
I
him, the
got it.
rain is falling vertically at some angle.
I got it, sir.
तो दोनों frames अलग अलग. So anyways, please remember to protect himself from rain. He needs to do protect himself from rain. He needs to umbrella. Tell me this particular thing. Does he needs to make the umbrella like this, or does he needs to tilt it in such a way
At an angle.
like this?
Yeah, like that.
And so basically he needs to tilt his umbrella a little bit, then only he'll be able to protect himself from the rain. Okay, so to protect himself from the rain, he needs to have the umbrella in the opposite direction of velocity of rain with respect to man vector. So exactly in the opposite direction. So can you see umbrella ka direction is at the same angle but in opposite direction.
ये कौन सा चैप्टर है मेरा?
ये सब relative motion में है. This is all there in your first motion in a plane chapter. ठीक है?
ये तो वेक्टर्स वाले चैप्टर में.
हाँ, ये सब वेक्टर्स वाले चैप्टर में रिलेटिव मोशन. मतलब समझ लिया मैंने, दो डिफरेंट चैप्टर्स को मर्ज कर दिया. एक वेक्टर्स हो गया और दूसरा हो गया तेरा मोशन. टू डिफरेंट चैप्टर्स आर.
आपने मर्ज किया कि स्कूल में मर्ज किया?
स्कूल में. इज देयर एनी डिफरेंस?
कुछ हाँ, I got it.
चलो, इज दिस क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
एक और क्वेश्चन दो सिमिलर टाइप.
Awesome.
Guys, are you done writing all this? Wherever you have not written, just tell me. We'll go back to that.
So can you scroll down?
Sure. This is the maximum I can do. I can scroll up if you want.
Yeah, sorry.
Shall I scroll up?
No, sir, it's fine.
Could you tell me all the chapters completed in IIT until now? So we did till motion in a plane.
So could you text me, sir, the answer?
Next class I'll be starting with free body, the Newton's laws of motion.
So could you text me the
I
WhatsApp?
texted you, right?
I'm asking everyone.
कर दिया, टेक्स्ट भी कर दिया. और कुछ तीनों साथ में हो गया. चलो डन. एक और क्वेश्चन करते हैं. दिस क्वेश्चन इज मतलब जस्ट लाइक दिस ओनली. So suppose guys, there is a truck. Suppose guys, this is a truck. Can you see a truck, guys?
Yes.
This height of this thing is 3 meters and no, sorry, this is 2 meters and let's say I have loaded this truck like this. Can you see I have loaded cotton? Let's say. So there is lots of cotton over here. I loaded it in the shape of a triangle. But I forgot to cover it, okay? So this height is basically 2 meter and this is basically 3 meter, okay? So a truck shown in the figure is traveling on a horizontal road. At its back, there are some cotton bags placed as shown in the figure. Now rain starts falling. Rain starts falling in the vertical direction at a speed of 10 meter per second. Now the question is find the velocity at which the truck should move so that cotton bags will not get wet. So what is basically this velocity of the truck with respect to ground so that cotton bags will not get wet? How will you do this question? Anyone? Any thoughts how to do this?
Yeah, so
How did
when
you
we are
protect
moving
the umbrella?
so when we are moving with some velocity, right?
Uh,
The ये जो raindrops है, they'll like fall at some certain angle.
yes.
So it depends on the how much velocity you're moving, that much angle they'll fall by. Otherwise, they'll
Perfect.
fall. So we need to find yeah
आगे आगे.
the diagram देख के वो बोल दो.
तो डायग्राम देख बाकी सब तो बकवास है. Can you just see this part? The cotton bag part. बाकी every diagram is बकवास. Can you see only this part? है ना? Where there was cotton. This was basically 3 meters. No, this was 2 meters.
So they'll get a little wet at least, right?
No, I don't want them to get even a little wet. जरा सा भी wet नहीं होने देना था. Okay? Now see over here, guys. What is the velocity of the truck? Let's say the velocity of the truck is something Vt only, but I don't know. But will it be in I cap?
Yeah.
If I say velocity of rain, will it be minus of 10 G cap? Yes or no?
Yeah.
And tell me this particular thing, if these two are known to you, what is the velocity of rain with respect to truck?
Ground.
Will it be
Truck.
equals to minus 10 J cap?
Minus VTI cap.
Minus VTI cap? Yes or no? So can you see negative X component and negative I component? So truck के हिसाब से, if the truck is at rest, so in the frame of reference of truck को मैंने बना दिया रेस्ट पे. तो ट्रक रेस्ट पे आया तो तेरी जो रेन थी वो कैसे गिरने लगी at certain angle. Can you see at certain angle with the vertical? This component will
So wait, but from actually the truck is moving.
actually हाँ ground frame के हिसाब से truck is moving. Yes or no? Ground frame के हिसाब से truck is moving, but now when truck was not when you observe the frame of reference of the truck will say I'll address. So basically,
what we can do is
can you see this
we can
raindrops?
increase the theta so that it falls parallel to this slope.
Exactly. So can you see in this particular thing, if I say this is your velocity of rain with respect to ground. Do you remember, guys? This was your Vt. Can you see this is your Vt, right? Velocity of truck was like this. So will minus Vt be like this? Can you see minus Vt is same magnitude but opposite direction?
So why am moving minus Vt?
Because we know this particular thing. velocity of rain with respect to truck will be equal to velocity of rain minus velocity of truck. Can I write this thing as velocity of rain with truck will be this plus minus? Can I write it like this? Basically, I'm
So
adding
we're
this
reversing the
vector.
truck.
हाँ
हम ट्रक को रिवर्स कर रहे हैं.
हाँ ट्रक को रिवर्स नहीं कर रहे हैं अपन से वेक्टर अलजेब्रा लगा तो बेसिकली दिस वेक्टर प्लस दिस वेक्टर will give you the velocity of rain with respect to. Can you see?
The
This
truck is
vector,
moving forward only.
this vector is equal to this vector plus this vector. So can you see the rain was falling vertically down? Truck was moving towards right. So hence minus Vt will be towards left. So this plus this is equal to this. ठीक है
So
तो
which will
यहाँ
give
पर हाँ अब ये जो एंगल तेरा थीटा है ये निकालना है देखो है ना so once you calculate this angle can you tell me what is basically this angle ये देखो पता ये देखो tan theta is equals to Vp मतलब just magnitude if I want
ये नहीं पता ना मैं.
हाँ कोई बात नहीं VRG कितना 10 right
Yeah.
this is your first equation अब now tell me this particular thing जो रेन ड्रॉप्स हैं जो ऐसी आ रही और जो ट्रक which is like this was given as 2 meters and this was given as how much 3 meters for the cotton bags to not get wet
Particle serum.
the rain should fall parallel to surface yes or no
Yeah.
why इसके पीछे भी एक देखो रीजन बता suppose there are 3 raindrops suppose there is one raindrop which is falling like this there is one raindrop which is falling like this and there is one raindrop which is falling like this here you have the head of the truck right so tell me well which drop will be able to wet this which drop will be able to wet the cotton bag 1 2 or 3 will one be able truck is at rest okay so if the truck is at rest if the drops are going like this will one be able to wet the cotton bag
नहीं 2 करेंगे.
3 कर पाएगी क्या 3 तो ट्रक के आगे से टकरा जाएगी so only 2 is the only raindrop which can wet the cotton bag right
So it needs to move so that 2 will avoid it.
हाँ so we need to move 2 in such a way that it avoids this cotton bag and falls exactly where
Sir, I got that, sir. But like, T की velocity क्या है? VT.
VT अब बस बना ले ये ट्रायंगल देखो पता है ये 3 था नहीं sorry, ये 2 था और ये 3 था और ये वाला एंगल भी कितना था थीटा ही था कैन यू सी दिस एंगल इज थीटा तो दिस इज आल्सो थीटा तो यहाँ से tan थीटा जो हो जाएगा वो तेरा 3/2 हो जाएगा दिस इज योर सेकंड इक्वेशन फर्स्ट इक्वेशन वाज VT upon 10 was tan theta second equation was
And won't it skim the surface?
हाँ it will skim the surface
Skim मतलब touch होके जाएगा ना?
skim मतलब उसके ऊपर से बिल्कुल just graze करता हुआ जा रहा है
तो
graze
गीला
करना is
तो
a boundary condition if you want to take it गीला करता हो जाएगा तो कर दे वैसे भी एक ड्रॉप से इतना कितना गीला हो जाएगा so this
नहीं
is
एक second. So when you do that, sir, it will follow along this path.
yes
This path.
yes
Slope है जो the drop will exactly go there.
हाँ exactly मतलब वो exactly इस surface को skim करते हुए मतलब graze करते हुए and it will fall exactly at where this thing is ending
So but what if we increase the dimensions of 3 and 2? Like, we just assume that 2 is more like.
so
like
beta
2 is,
even our VT was variable so you need to choose VT in such a way that you don't the condition was given like this in the question इसको गीला नहीं करना गीला करने के लिए तो there are 1000 conditions गीला नहीं करने के लिए जिंदा yes
अभी हमने इतना सारा V क्या P क्या किया
हाँ
ये डायरेक्टली कर सकते हैं
हाँ डायरेक्टली कर सकते थे so we did this only
तो वो सब क्यों किया हमने ये सब
ताकि तुमको पता चले कि ये वाला जो रेन है वो किस एंगल पे आ रही है द सेम कॉन्सेप्ट व्हिच वी जस्ट डिस्कस इसके पहले कि रेन कुछ एंगल पे आती
So okay, so our so we just stay cool down.
Sure.
So we can assume that the dimensions of this is not 2 and 3 but 3 and 4 example. So in that the theta will increase and the speed will also increase.
Yes, exactly.
So in that nothing will get wet.
नहीं, उसमें देखो फिर
So we
ज़्यादा,
can say so we
if
can
you are
say
moving with
from
some
this
more velocity,
velocity.
अभी तो बोल रहा है कि यहाँ पे 2 की जगह पे 3 हो जाओ, यहाँ पे 3 की जगह पे 4 हो जाए, है ना?
हाँ.
और you are saying कि 3 4 ऐसा.
No, let's just assume it.
हाँ.
Like ऐसे करते हैं.
Okay. So if we say that this is 3 and this is 4, then you will calculate tan theta will be equal to 3 upon 4. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So basically this 3 upon 4 के according your answer will come, for which it should
Velocity will become greater obviously.
Yeah, नहीं, 3 by 2 is, let me just check. 3 by 4
Well,
लिखेगा.
well,
So it will be into 2.5. नहीं, velocity will become less.
so नहीं,
If
so
you
like
said 3 and 4 over here, है ना? If 4 is over here,
नहीं, 3 is over there and 4 is over down.
so 3 is over there and 4 is over here, so this will become 4 by 3. 4 by 3 यहाँ पे लिखना हो, 10 से multiply कर देना.
20 by 3.
20 by 3, I don't think it's greater.
Okay, so अभी हमें जो ये velocity मिली है 15 meters per second. If any velocity greater than 15
हाँ,
meters
तब
per
नहीं
second,
बिकेगा, तब नहीं बिकेगा, because if the suppose this is basically the minimum possible velocity. ये जो तूने केस लगाया है, this is a boundary case where it is just skimming along the surface. It's just a boundary.
15 के ऊपर जो भी velocity होगी उस पे गिरा नहीं होगा. हाँ, ऐसा है.
चलो. So with this thing I am done with your chapter. ऐसे तो इसमें और there are lots of questions which I have, but अभी मैं नहीं दे पाऊंगा. अभी दूंगा तो दिमाग सर्किट हो जाएगा. I need you to solve first the normal questions which are there on this. I need you to solve the normal questions first. You know, I'll be sending you one.
Can I send you the
Did I
units
send
and
motion in 1D? Did I send any sheets on motion in 1D in the group?
You just send units and dimensions.
Achha, I just sent units and dimensions. Not the DPPs, but let me check.
Nice. I don't know, sir. I think you sent it.
Okay, let me just check. I think it's not there. No. Abhi, I will send you one more, sheet for 1D, 2D, and So, ठीक है, guys. We'll see you again in the next class. Next class we'll start with Newton's laws of motion. है ना?
Okay, so
In case if you find relative motion to be difficult, we'll give one more lecture to that. But later on, when you will be done with 1D, 2D normal till projectile motion, when you will be done with the questions, then we'll take concept of relative motion again. Okay? कभी लगेगा तो, because I know वो समझ में इतनी जल्दी नहीं आता है, उसके लिए प्रैक्टिस लगती है. हम अभी प्रैक्टिस कर नहीं रहे. So first we'll do till projectile motion, then if needed we'll take one more lecture on relative motion. ठीक है? चलिए, ठीक है. We'll see you again in the next class. Thank you very much.